Well, I think some nights you just things are clicking, and tonight they were clicking for us. We knew that K-State does with Coach Weber. He's always going to have a great game plan, and one thing they do a great job of is controlling tempo. And we thought it was really important for us to get off to a quick start. And you can't guarantee you're going to shoot 61% from three and go 17 for 28 every night, but when it happens, it's sure fun to watch.
First question for Coach Drew comes from John Warner with the Waco Tribune-Herald.
Scott, the last few games, it had been about the 10-minute mark in the second half where y'all pulled away. How great was it to see that start tonight?
Well, I can tell you it's a lot easier on coaches, that's for sure. So, and then I thought they hit that 3 to end the half, and then we came out and they scored a couple, and then our crowd really did a good job giving us energy. We got some stops and got in a transition, and then got separation, and then from there really locked in, and really, really proud of how we competed and played.
Next question from Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider.
Scott, you've seen it, I'm sure, in practice and stuff, but Davion, that streak that he got on there late in the second half, how fun was that to watch, I guess?
Well, it reminded me of MaCio against TCU. MaCio's had streaks like that. Jared Butler's had streaks like that. And that's the great thing about this team is each and every night somebody can get hot, and the team really allows when a guy gets hot to find him and keep him hot rather than try to get their own. And Davion's worked so hard since he got here to work on his shooting and being a more consistent shooter. And I think he showed that.
Next question from Kendall Cout with Our Daily Bears.
Was there a moment kind of this summer where Davion's new form showed you all that he was taking a new leap as a three-point shooter?
I think more than his form was his mental confidence. And what I mean by that is last year he'd put in work, but if he missed one or two, it would affect him. And now he's gotten to the point mentally he has enough confidence in himself. If he misses a couple shots, he has that shooter's confidence now to where the next one's going in. And the mental is just as important as the structure and the physical. So he put the work in, and I think the last step always is the mental part.
Next question from Andrew Minor with Bears Illustrated.
Hey, Coach, on the broadcast, they compared you to Ted Lasso, and I was just curious if you've seen that show, what your thoughts are on that comparison.
Honestly, I haven't seen the show, so DK is going to send me a pic, I guess. Hopefully he's good looking.
Gotcha. TV show, you should stream it after you guys, make it.
Hey, during season, we don't watch a lot of TV shows. I can promise you that.
Understood. The other question about the game, did anything strike you about this performance tonight that you played differently that led to the higher output of shooting percentages than you played all season? And looking at Auburn, how do you avoid that being a trap game as a break in the Big 12 action?
Well, I think good question on the trap game, but let's start with the shooting. I agree with Fran Frischella on this, and that is there's going to be 4 or 6 nights out of the year you just play really well or shoot really well, and 4 or 6 nights you don't shoot well, and the rest is who you are. Now, we've been almost 40% from three, which is really good, but let's face it, 61%, no matter what level you play, you can't guarantee that. What I do like is the fact that we did a great job on the glass, because when you miss, you got to get offensive rebounds. So that's that. As far as trap game, the blessing for us is we're playing an outstanding team. I mean, right now, in my opinion, Auburn is one of the top 2 teams in the SEC now that they got the point guard. So for the last 6 games, they've been phenomenal, and I know our guys are excited about that challenge, and we're excited about representing the Big 12 and the SEC challenge, and our guys have always taken that serious, and I know they'll do a good job taking it serious as well.
Thank you, Coach.
Next question from Kevin Longquist with SicEmSports.com.
Scott, you guys come through a grind with Texas Tech, Kansas, and Oklahoma State, and not that these types of games are expected, but when you get a game like this, how important is that for maybe the balance of the season, where you get guys off their feet for what you hope can be a deep run all the way through maybe that first weekend in April.
Well, I thought what was great tonight was nobody played more than 28 minutes, and a lot of guys only played 24 and less. And but really, it's always your quality of minutes. And I thought our guys, whatever they played tonight, really competed. Played at an outstanding level. And again, when you have so many weapons on the offensive end, I mean, tonight we just had multiple guys shooting it well. I mean, MaCio 4 for 6 from 3, Davion 7 for 9 from 3, Matt 2 for 3, LJ 1 for 2. I mean, everybody, Adam 1 for 2. I mean, 50% and above is hard to do. So I think 23 assists help with that. Guys really shared the ball, but it really started with the defense and how hard they competed.
And I was asking Davion about this, but when this game got out of hand so fast, and the fact that they still kept playing at such a high level, even as it started to swell, what does that tell you about your team in the grand scheme of things?
They're finishers. MaCio likes that was part of our chapel today. That's why.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
One more. We got one more. Final question for Coach Drew comes from David Smoke with Sigum 365.
Scott, when you have this challenge with another conference in the middle of the conference schedule, is it something of a breath of fresh air, or this year with what you don't know what's coming next, would you rather continue conference play?
Well, I think with if that decision was made, it probably should have been made a while ago. And the challenge has been so good for our league, and because we've won so many of them, which helps you get in postseason multiple teams and helps improve your seeding. So each year, you can't guarantee it's going to be successful and help, but in the past, I know it's helped a lot of Big 12 teams. So hopefully the same will happen this year.
First question for Davion comes from Kendall Kaut with Our Daily Bears.
Davion, obviously fantastic shooting night. When did you kind of know, hey, this might be a special night for me?
Actually, the second half, I think it was Rim, one of the dudes I work out with all the time, and Jared. They was like, man, you only missed 1 3. It's time for a heat check. Like you don't know when it's a heat check. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna shoot the next one. And then when it went in, it was like they kept me on the sideline and they kept telling me to shoot the ball, and they kept going in. So give credit to those guys for telling me that.
And Davion, I noticed when you kind of call for the ball or want to draw your teammates' attention, you have kind of a yell that you have that's different than shouting like ball or hey. Like you kind of yell a little bit with like a high-pitched hey or scream a little bit to draw guys' attention. Kind of when did that you wanted to call?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that question. You was kind of like breaking up a little bit.
Oh, my bad, Davion. So when you call for the ball, you kind of have a yell that you have where you're trying to draw like Jared's attention or MaCio's attention. How did you make that how you wanted to call for the ball?
I think those guys we just love playing with each other, and they kept finding me. I mean, I was wide open. I mean, we whoever is open takes the open shot. So, I mean, it wasn't just me. It was our other teammates, too.
Next question from Paul Catalina with Sigum 365.
First off, Davion, what does it feel like to be in a zone like that for people like us who will never experience any kind of athletic heat like that?
It feels great, man. Jared asked me the same question because he's always in the zone. But it just feels great. I mean, like I feel like every shot you put up is going in. Like the goal is bigger. So it just feels great, man.
You mentioned a heat check. Are there standards on a heat check? I mean, that people hold you to? I mean, like where you determine? Like how do you know you need to get one?
It's going to come to you through the game. I mean, I feel like I hit 2-3 catch and shoot threes in a row. So it's like you got to shoot the next one. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know if you're going to hit the next one because like you just hit 2 in a row. So you kind of feeling it. And I feel like Coach Drew is just like, if you hit 2 in a row, it's like we already talked about it's like a heat check. So you might as well shoot the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Next question from John Warner with the Waco Tribune Herald.
Davion, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. The last few games, y'all had kind of gone to about the 10-minute mark left in the game before y'all really pulled away. Why were y'all able to get off to such a good start tonight?
We knew that coming in the game, they was probably going to try to like play slow, so we knew we had to get off to a fast start. We talked about it in film. We got to get in the fast start so they can play catch up the whole time. And we listened in film. We got stops. We played really good defensively to get those easy transition buckets. And then the whole game they had to play catch up, so they couldn't really play slow.
Thank you.
Next question from Stephen Hawkins with the Associated Press.
David, I know you were focused on this game tonight. I know you're focused on Baylor, but quite a preview heading into the game against Auburn this Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a great one, man. I miss those coaches. I talked to one of them most of the time. I still talk to the current players or the past players, so it's gonna be a good one.
You kind of got their attention tonight, I bet.
I try, man.
Thanks, man.
Next question from Andrew Miner with Bears Illustrated.
Yeah, Davion, end of half there, Jared Butler turned it over, and they made another full court shot. You kind of reacted pretty visually there. What was going through your mind? What caused the reaction?
I just feel like everybody's hitting half-court shots on us. I forgot what game it was, but somebody hit a full-court shot on us. So I'm like, man, why it keep happening to us? I mean, it always happened after a turnover or something. Oh, it was TCU, actually, and they hit that full-court shot. So I'm like, man, why it keep happening to us? That's why.
Sure. And, tonight was the Immortal game, honoring the Immortal 10. How much does it mean to you to kind of wear those names on the back of your jerseys for this game?
It means a lot, man. They sacrificed a lot of things. I'm just glad to be here and play with those names on the back of my jersey.
Thank you.
Next question from Kevin Longquist with SignumSports.com.
David, when you all are in a game like this, when it gets out of hand as quickly as it does it speak more to how well you guys still play with energy and focus like you do for 40 minutes than maybe, say, in a tight game like what you were with Kansas or Texas Tech?
Yeah, for sure. We talked about that during the media timeout. I think we lost the media, and we was playing to the scoreboard. You can just tell we was playing sloppy, and, like, we was looking at the scoreboard, and we just like, man, it don't matter if they get that point or it don't matter if we miss that play or something like that. So we just got to keep playing focused. We just got to stay locked in the whole game. I mean, it's kind of hard. I mean, especially because of the scoreboard, but we got to do it if we want to get a banner.
And then for you guys, now that you all have basically essentially like a 2+ game over Texas in the Big 12 standings, what does that give for you? How much energy now does that give you guys, knowing that you really do have, quote unquote, control of the Big 12 race? And that's quote unquote.
We don't really look at that. I mean, it's just like we just try to take one game at a time. And, I mean, if we keep playing our game and playing to our standards and just keep playing hard, I mean, everything is going to work out for itself.
First question comes from Andrew Miner with Bears Illustrated.
Hey, MaCio, I think coming into this game, your three-point shooting percentages had dipped just below 30 or 40%, while other guys on the team had over 40% still. Did you know that, and did that motivate you a little bit to kind of keep up with the rest of your teammates there? And so a little self-motivation.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't looked at the stat sheet literally not one time all year. So over the course of the year, I know I'll miss shots. I know I'll make shots at the same time. So just trying to stay uplifting. My teammates want me to shoot the ball every chance that I can get. I passed up one to start the game. Jared was mad at me, and he told me to let that fly. And coming off the floor, Coach Drew, he told me to let it fly too. So, just a great, tremendous support system with the guys, and even with the coaching staff helps you out a tremendous way.
And what do you think the key was to you guys as a team shooting so well from beyond the arc tonight?
We share the ball, but before that, we get up shots. We come in. If you come in the gym throughout the day, it's literally always somebody in the gym from the start, from early in the morning, 8 o'clock, till I would say like an hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours after practice. And we're just in the gym all day. Like, it's literally somebody there all day long.
Thank you.
Next question from Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider.
MaCio, can you just talk about Davion's growth from last year to this year, when last year he was more of a defensive guy? Now he hits 7 3-pointers. He hit those 3 in a row, scored 31 tonight.
His growth was really all mental in my point of view. I saw him in his redshirt year. Every time I watch him work out, he always makes a lot of shots. He goes 80 for 100 every time in the workouts. I would just say that he's grown as a player in his mind. His mind is really strong. He believes in himself, and the guys on the team really believe in him, and I think that helps him out a lot too.
How excited did you guys get when he hit those 3 in a row there?
We were pretty excited. If you watch the game, you could see Jared as soon as he came down the floor with something, telling him to shoot the ball as soon as he crossed half court, and he let it go and he hit it. Then I think he came down and hit another one right after that one. So we were pretty excited for him, happy for him, because he's a great guy.
Next question from Kendall Kaut with Our Daily Bears.
MaCio, in certain lineups this year, you've had to defend post players. Kind of how have you embraced that challenge, and what do you do to make sure you defend the post as a guard?
I mean, I wouldn't really necessarily say it's a challenge, but just trying to front the post, trying to be physical as I can. The teammate, I know they have my help side and the back, so it's just a team game. It's not just me down there fronting the post. So ball pressure on the wing, it's guys behind me. Then there's me in the post, but it's definitely a team effort.